Okay. Okay. Bismillah करते हैं. So, Bismillah Rahman Rahim. First of all, thank you very much, Waqas, for the kind invitation. And thank you all, and a very good morning and Assalamu alaikum to all of you who have joined us on a Sunday morning. I know it's मुश्किल होता है सुबह सुबह, लेकिन again, this was the only time I could spare. So, let's start with this webinar. So, as you must all realize by this time, that the world is changing, and it is changing at a very fast pace. And some would actually say that the future that we envision is already here. And at the forefront of this massive, rapid change is integration of artificial intelligence tools in our personal and professional lives. And probably that's the reason that academic professionals around the globe are integrating AI tools in their workflow. And because of this integration, they are able to do their days to weeks worth of academic writing, research, publication, probably in minutes to hours. And today we are going to see how all of this can be done ethically, transparently, and in a manner that does not bring embarrassment to the person who is using AI tool. So let's start off and see how professional researchers, students, teachers, educators around the world are integrating AI tool in their workflow. I'll start off with sharing a survey, a global survey that was carried out on 1,600 researchers around the world. And before we go any further, you need to understand this survey was published in Nature, one of the leading journals in the world, in September 23, which means this data is already around 18 months old. And now more and more people are comfortable and have integrated AI tool in their workflow. So back in that time, let's see what was the result of this global survey of 1,600 researchers. Around 30% of the researchers said that they had used generative AI tool to help them write manuscript. And I'm pretty sure now this 30% has probably touched up to 70 to 80% and probably 90 to 95% in case of young researcher and young students. Around 15% of these respondents said that they had used these AI tools to help them write grant application or grant proposal or competitive research proposal. Now, this is something very different and unique, which I would like to discuss with you guys before we move any further. Because being based in Pakistan, this was one of the challenge that I faced and I'm still facing. Most of us, whether we are students, resident, undergraduate, or postgraduate students, faculty member, and even senior professor, most of the people are focused on how to publish a paper. That's totally fine, and that's something really good, and nothing inherently bad about in publishing a paper. That's good. But you need to understand that in the world of academics, writing and winning a grant proposal is the next step of academic evolution. Honestly speaking, nowadays anyone can write a paper. What's the big deal? You make a team, you have the VN, you have the training, you have really good team members who can work with you. You have an idea, you put that idea into research paper, and it is mostly published in a good journal. That's it. But you need to understand that if you want to get funded and if you want to compete with the greater world out there, in order to get your unique research idea funded by applying for a grant proposal or a research proposal, that is something that very few people are able to do. And even fewer people are formally trained how to write a grant proposal or a grant application. Most of us, including my own self, were given some form of training in how to read, write, and publish a research paper. But no one ever told us how to write a grant application, a grant proposal. And especially if you are a faculty member and you aspire to become a head of department, head of institute, or go further in the academic rating, it's important that you start looking beyond writing a research article. You have to broaden up your horizon and open up your portfolio. And for that, it's important how to write a grant application. Now, for people like me, we were never told, we were never advised, we were never trained how to write a grant application. But now these AI tools are available, which can help you refine, create, revise, and get a feedback on your grant application, which means now you will be able to compete with the wider world out there. So it's an opportunity that was not available to me and my colleagues when we were student or young faculty member or resident. But it's an opportunity available to you, and you need to think beyond writing research article. Now, this is also very important and interesting. 18 months ago, Around 55%, more than half of the respondents said that a major benefit of these generative AI tool is ability to edit and translate writing for researcher whose first language is not English. And this is true, for, I hope, and I assuming for most of the people who are attending this webinar. Almost each one of us is being taught in English language, is supposed to carry out research in English language, read articles in English language, and then write article and publication in English language to an audience that is international. Now, the problem with many of the researchers based in low middle income countries like Pakistan is that we have really good research ideas. We write well, we do research well, and we want to publish better. But the problem is our English language is not of that high quality that it qualifies for an international biomedical journal. And reviewers and editors have a difficult time understanding what we are trying to convey. Now, you need to understand that I'm not talking about paying for article that is absolutely unethical and nonsense and ridiculous. That is something really stupid that many people do. No, I'm only talking about once you write a really good article and you feel that you need a proper editor to improve the English language, grammar, and syntax and the flow of the article, not the science, only the flow that you have already created. Usually you have to pay somewhere between 200 to 500 US dollar in order to get a single article reviewed and improved for language, grammar, and syntax. Now imagine now you have these powerful AI tool which you can utilize totally free of cost or at maximum for 20 US dollar for a monthly subscription, and it can substantially improve the quality of your article. It's an opportunity that you and me need to explore and need to use. Secondly, for those of us who are working in healthcare sector, medical doctor, physical therapist, allied healthcare professional, other people who have to interact, who have to read articles and books in English language and then interact with the population that can only speak Urdu, Punjabi, Pashto, Brahmi, Balochi, or maybe Sindhi. They don't understand those fancy English brochure that we read online. So the major issue with people like us was that we did not have our own local contextual patient education material available in Urdu or regional languages. And translation is also a very, it's a job that's going to cost you a lot of money. But now, because of these AI tools, you can actually translate those patient education material on a single click into Urdu, Punjabi, any regional language that you want. And then you can edit and create your own brochure. Now, these are the opportunities that are available to people like you and me at in 2025 that were not available a couple of months, 2 years back. And that's why some people might say change is inevitable, growth is optional. You need to understand AI tools are a disruptive technology of our time. It's just like electricity, cars, internet, mobile phone. AI tools are not going to roll back. They are not going to go away just because you're not comfortable, you are not confident to use this AI tool. AI tools are here to stay and they're evolving at a very, very rapid pace, which means this change is inevitable. It depends on you. Are you willing to be part of the growth or not? So today what we are going to do is I'm going to give you only a brief introduction in the next 45 minutes on the use of ethical use, transparent use of AI tool in research and writing. And before I do that, a little bit of disclaimer. You need to understand that now you have influencers, social media enthusiasts, people with large following who would share with you different kind of frameworks, different kind of ideas, and different ways of interacting with AI tool. They're all fantastic. They're all excellent. Go out and explore them. But you need to understand there is no one standard way of writing an article. There is one no standard way of using AI tools. There is no one standard way of integrating AI tool in your workflow. You need to understand that, right? Everyone has a different perspective. In my case, this presentation is based on my own personal experience as a rehabilitation medicine doctor, as a pain specialist, bioethicist, medical educationist working in a particular part of the country, and my own views that evolved while interacting with these AI tools in the last 2.5 years. It's impossible to cover all tools of AI integration in research and writing in these 45 minutes. So I'm only going to focus on the flow, on the workflow. And I'm going to share some particular tools, but whenever I share a tool, please do not take it as an endorsement. There are much better and different tools that I might not have evaluated. If you know of such a tool, please feel free to share that wisdom with us. We'll be happy to explore that. And please remember, this is not a hands-on session. I'm not going to demonstrate anything. I can't do that in these 45 minutes. I usually do 3 to 4 hour whole sessions and live workshop. So maybe you can take my email and get connected to me on LinkedIn for some future sessions, inshallah. Whenever we talk of these AI tools, you need to understand that some people are still, especially seniors like me, they are still hesitant and they think that artificial intelligence is something very new. It is something that has just started creeping in our lives. We need to understand that artificial intelligence tools were deeply embedded in our personal and professional lives for more than 2 decades. It was just that we never understood, never realized, and never thought of these AI tools. I'll give you quick examples. Whenever you do a Google search or you use Google Maps, it's all based on AI algorithm that are actually evaluating your patterns and they give you directions or give you search results. Same goes for Gmail. If you have activated the Google Labs, it's going to help you lengthen, shorten, formalize your email. And it's going to suggest you how to write an email as well and templates, all AI tools, right? Then whether you are using a social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, your social media feeds, AI algorithms. Same goes for your mobile opening up on your face, AI algorithm, online shopping or recommendation on Netflix or YouTube are all based on AI algorithm, which means they were part of our lives for a long period of time. But it was probably in November 2022 that we woke up and we got to know that there's something called ChatGPT version 3 that has been released in public domain. Version 3 means that many versions were available before this version 3, but we were never allowed to test them and we never knew about them because unfortunately, the reality is that most of the Pakistani, including myself, academics, PhD and stuff like that, we are only consumers. जो वो हमें दे देते हैं हम वो खैरात ले लेते हैं फिर हम उछलना शुरू कर देते हैं but unfortunately we are not creators and this is actually a food try to be a creator, not only a consumer of information. Because the biggest challenge with consumer is कि जब supply बंद होती है ना तो आपके resources बंद हो जाते हैं. So you need to be a creator. Try to think on these lines. And probably this was the reason that Time put ChatGPT on its front cover. And it got so much of publicity because 100 million people registered on ChatGPT within first month, 30 days. There has never been such a high uptake of any tool in the human history as was with ChatGPT version 3. So before we move on, now my first question to my audience, and I would like you to please participate and just answer it in the chat box. Don't unmute yourself, answer it in the chat box. In your opinion, what are the major steps involved in writing a research paper? Step one, two, three, four. What is the first step? Major steps. I'm going to answer the questions in the end because I can't answer question while I'm doing the presentation. So please park your question till the end. Introduction. Okay. Before introduction, yeah, topic selection. Good, Safia. Research question. Yes, good. To gather data. Generating a question. Come up with a research question. Yes. Then you write abstract, introduction, collection of data. Okay. Move forward. You are done with the selection of the topic. Then next, gap in literature. Excellent. Identify the problem. Review of literature. Design of methodology. Literature review. Excellent. Next. Good, Dr. Taba. Methodology. What next? Abstract writing. What next? Research proposal, discussion, fantastic, excellent. Grant writing, okay. Analysis, yes, absolutely. You have to analyze your data, right? And what next? Once you have analyzed your data, you are done with your research. What is the next step? You are done with your data collection, data analysis. What? Yes, you start writing results, interpret the data, and you then start writing the article itself. Good, excellent. Let's go back to the presentation. So, in journal, you can say that these are the important steps involved in writing a research article. You come up with a research idea or a research question, and then you brainstorm. You identify the research gaps. You see what is possible, what is not possible. Then you have to do a literature search. Unfortunately, for most of us, literature search means that you only have to do the process of literature search. You go online, you use Boolean operators on an AI or non-AI based search engine, and you get some article. You need to understand the process of literature search goes beyond only on identifying the article. An integral part of literature search is also that you have to read the article. You have to select the article. Usually you get 5, 10, 100, or maybe 500 hits. You can't simply read through 500 paper. How do you assess that how many papers I'm going to read? How many paper I'm going to understand? How many paper I'm going to cite and quote in my discussion or research proposal? And then you have to extract some data and figures out of that. This is all paradigm or part of literature search. Then obviously you have to create research questions. You have to create a data collection tool, online or offline use. If you are a university student, you have to sometime write a proposal, a protocol, and you have to get it, accepted by your ERC and other scientific committee. Then obviously then the field work in which you have to collect the data online or maybe offline. And once the data is there, then you have to do the data analysis. Then comes the hard part of manuscript writing, which means you have to write in such a good language, which is of high quality, grammar is perfect, syntax is okay, and the references and citation are also accurate. And then comes the formatting, and the last but not the least is a journal selection process. For good or for bad, now AI tools can help you in each of these steps. And now today we are going to understand how these AI you can integrate this AI tool ethically and transparently in your work. Now I'm going to start off with some specific example on how you can integrate this AI tool in your workflow of writing a manuscript. Again, there are many ways of doing that, but these are some of the most important way which I feel are sort of a revolutionary, and they can help you a lot in integrating this AI tool in your workflow. So the first, Dr. Somro, can I request you to please mute yourself? You are unmute. So please, thank you. So the first and the most important thing, in my personal opinion, that this AI tool can do, which no human being can do right now. Other things human being can do very well, but this thing is that human beings are unfortunately not able to do right now. Uh, Now, just listen to me what I'm trying to say. There are uh, dozens, if not hundreds, of different subjects in the world. For example, you can say medical science, social science, agriculture science, computer science, physics, law, arts, literature, so many different sciences and subjects. For every subject, there are actually hundreds of then further branches and subsubjects. Let's only talk of medical science. Usually, medical science in the world is divided into three. The medical part, that is the MBBS doctors and the BDS or dental people, right? And a big chunk of allied healthcare professionals, which include all rehabilitation professionals, people from MIT, people from MLT, cardiac perfusionists, and so many other people, right? Let's only focus on the medical part, and of the medical part focus only on the MBBS or the doctor part. Right now in Pakistan, College of Physician and Surgeon offers subspecialty training in more than 72 subfields of medicine. 72, which means a professor of orthopedic will not know much about dermatology, and a professor of dermatology is not the right person to ask a question about psychiatry. And maybe a professor in rehabilitation medicine does not know and cannot even perform a simple operation in ENT or maybe gynae. This is the bitter reality that we face. Human beings have a limited capacity, and you don't expect a single human being to be a master of maximum two or maybe three subjects. But you don't expect a person to be expert in different subjects and then retrieve that information immediately whenever you ask a question. In case of these LLM, these are fed on billions of tokens of information from every known subject known to mankind. And that's not the only thing. They have access to a huge pool of knowledge, and they can retrieve that knowledge within seconds, which human beings cannot unfortunately do. And not only they can retrieve the knowledge, they can actually make the connections immediately as a social scientist, as a medical researcher, as a cardiologist, as a neurologist, and as so many. So you should be using this AI tool to generate unique research question, interdisciplinary research projects which require input from multiple disciplines, from multiple background. Yes, for that you have to create a very good prompt, a detailed prompt. You have to sort of interact with these. Oh, this meeting will end in 10 minutes. Okay. Okay. Maybe we'll restart. Okay. So you need to understand that this is one of the most unique feature of these AI tool that is not available with anyone else. Access to a large pool of knowledge, making the connection, and then getting you an answer immediately. Yes, you can also use this AI tool to create outline. outlines for your lecture, for your paper, for your narrative review, for your presentation, just name it. It will give you a really good solid start, and then you can fill in the blanks. You can also use this AI tool for literature search and literature mapping, not only for identifying article, but also for speed reading, to extract information and to make notes, which will help you summarize a large amount of data in a small amount of time. Then yes, you can use these AI tool to generate content and text as well. But the only catch point is that you need to be very clear about the instruction to the author of the journal and also by your own university. Many instruction to author clearly mention that how much AI generated content they would allow. Some would allow you 15%, 18%, 21%, 23%. If they allow up to 21 to 23%, that's fine. But I mean, if your article is 80% AI generated, no one is going to accept that article. So those of you who are in a habit of simply using chat GPT to generate content and then sort of like humanize it by using a humanizer, that is an absolutely ridiculous and a non-scientific approach that is going to land you in trouble. And that's why, on a personal note, I am strictly against AI humanizers. I think the basis is that you don't want to do anything on your own. You simply want to use an AI tool to generate content and then another tool to humanize that content and then fool people. But I can tell you, as an editor, as a researcher, as a mentor, as an educator, you can't fool people all the time. You are going to get into trouble. Then obviously a big advantage of this AI tool is language grammar check, which will help the flow and syntax and grammar and the reading of your article. You can use these tools to improve your bibliography and referencing, but obviously you have to be very careful because these AI tools can hallucinate and they create fake references and citation. So you don't use chat GPT to create citation, then you go to specific tool for literature search, which I'm going to share later on. And obviously it can also help you in journal selection as well. But before I start off with actually showing you different tools that can help you improve your journey of research and writing, there's one thing that you need to understand, and especially if you are a young researcher, if you are a student, if you are a resident, if you are enrolled in a master or a PhD program, you need to understand that research is not about creating an article or getting published as a researcher and getting your article in two or three or four journals. It is not about getting the number of article manuscript or getting your thesis accepted. Because if you focus only on the outcome, unfortunately, many of your colleagues right now are actually paying to get fake articles, fake journals, and fake thesis, right? Whenever you involve in research and writing, you need to focus on this code. Focus on the journey, not the destination. Joy is found not in doing an activity, finishing an activity, but in doing it. Now, just go back. Those of you who have published anything, maybe a research article, maybe a case report, anything, or who have presented at a forum, I am going to pose you a question. Just look back before you started the journey of research and writing, and now evaluate yourself today, right now. Don't you think that by focusing on the journey, by focusing on the uh, 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 things that you learn on your way, you think that you are now a more confident person as a professional, you have more knowledge, you have more confidence, and now you understand the process of research in a better way compared to what you started off a couple of years to months back? Don't you think that this process of research has taught you a lot? Would you agree or disagree? Involving yourself in research and writing, does it make you a better person if you ethically and transparently involve yourself in research and writing? So all of you agree that this process is very, very important. And that's why you need to understand that the process of writing is not something trivial. It's something very unique. And it is something that actually made human beings the most dominant species on planet Earth, because writing is actually a very complex process. Human beings evolved in order to write, and they started with reading. اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق. And it's not about reading. It's all about critical analysis of what you read. And then after you read, you analyze, you organize your thought, you start writing. Writing could be with a piece of pen and paper. It could be on a computer or laptop, or it simply could be narrating your thoughts to a software which converts it into text. But you need to understand this is the process of writing that has evolved over thousands of years. This is something purely human. No other species in the world can write and express their ideas and feelings as human beings do. Now, fortunately or unfortunately, for each of these tools, each of these steps, reading, analysis, and writing, AI tools are available. And if you are someone who is not involved in the process or journey of research and writing, yes, you are going to get a head start. You are going to get that kind of shortcut by using AI tool to read, analyze, and write. But I'm really sorry, you're not going to prosper in life, and you are going to get caught at one stage because you would not have a strong foundation. जब बुनियादें ना हो ना, तो ये जो क्या कहते हैं कि बंदर फुर्तियां ज्यादा काम नहीं देती. कुछ अर्से तक ये अंग्रेजियां और ऐसे और ए ग्रेड और जीपीए 3.8 चल जाता है. But in the real world, you cannot take out your chat GPT and mobile phone and ask question. You have to prove to the person on the other side of the table that you have really good skills. You have that communication and you can communicate those skills to the other person. So please do use AI tool, but do not totally rely on these AI tool. And I'm not going to go in detail, but there has been a concern. There's an AI hype going on. Everyone is like dying कि AI कितनी जबरदस्त है और AI तो दुनिया को चेंज कर देगी. 2 ढाई साल में लोगों को पता नहीं क्या इल्हाम हो गया है, चेंज कर देगी. Nobody is talk or most of the people are not talking on the dark side of AI tool. And I can tell you, please go online and do a search on the ethical issues and the dark side of AI tool, which includes a lack of cognitive thinking skills. Just a couple of months ago, we wrote an article on AI powered literature search. People are so enthusiastic. Sir, हमने AI tool से literature search कर ली. ओ भाई search कर ली, आपको उसकी बुनियाद पता है? If I do a literature search on Medline or PubMed using a Boolean operator, all of you can use the same string and all of you are going to get the same answer. But in case of an AI tool, what is the algorithm working behind the AI tool? Why it's giving me a separate result and you a different result, right? And then it hallucinates, it creates fake citations. Who is going to take care of that? So you need to understand AI tools are fantastic, AI tools are powerful, AI tool must be used, but with a human oversight. And then look at this. These are the concerns that experts are sharing online. So Talur says, while some group have impressed me with their creativity and originality using AI tool, others seem to have embraced ChatGPT as a crutch, blindly accepting whatever it generates with very little due diligence. Don't do that. You're going to land into trouble. Now let's start off with some recommended AI tool and website. And as I just told you, the process of research and writing is divided into multiple steps. And for each of these steps, there are multiple tools available. I'm going to show you some tools, and then you can probably get a presentation copy as well. So starting with brainstorming ideas and creating titles, for which these tools are absolutely fantastic. They're excellent. They're really great. So I usually recommend, and most of the people they do, you should start with ChatGPT. It's powerful, and even the free version is excellent and great. Obviously, you need a very detailed and a very focused prompt and iteration and interaction with this AI tool in order to get what you're looking for. But for a starter, these tools are excellent. You can also use Claude, which is, in my personal opinion, I can be wrong, not as great as ChatGPT to generate ideas, but for writing, Claude is absolutely fantastic. And you can actually create your own writing style based on your previous writing as well. Gemini by Google is also a very powerful tool and for researching ideas. And the good thing about Gemini and ChatGPT is that they are connected to the internet. So they can do a literature search and give you citation references and sort of like a proof for whatever they're saying.
Excuse me,
But
sir.
if you
Wait a minute. Meeting is going to end. Meeting is going.
okay,
Kindly
so
join
should
meeting with the same link, everyone.
so should we stop the meeting here and
Yes,
reconnect?
yes, yes.
Okay,
Sir. Okay.
okay. So guys, I'm going to log off, and then we are going to start. Join the link
With the
again.
same
I'll
link.
wait for 2 minutes, and I'm going to start again. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Screen is visible.
Okay, we'll wait for a minute and let other people join in, and then we'll restart. Oh, I think 60 से ऊपर तो हो गया क्या ना अपना. So I think we should start off like times I know. So as I was telling you, so if you want to specifically go for a tool or a website that would help you create research questions, so researchkick.com is an excellent source. You need to understand this is not free of cost, but at the minimum, you can simply pay 10 US dollar and it would give you probably 10,000 credits. The second thing is it's created by one of our Pakistani colleague, Dr. Mushtaq Bilal, who is a background in humanist linguistics. He's based in Denmark and is a very good AI influencer on LinkedIn and on X. This website actually helps you create a research question based on simple prompts. So it gets into an interactive and iterative process where it's going to help you not only identify research gaps by connecting your research question to article available in Google Scholar, in Semantic Scholar, and in Medline or PubMed. It's also going to refine that research question for you. So this is a very good website, researchkick.com. The only issue is it's not available for free of cost. While doing research literature, again, many options are now available, but if you want to start with the free one, so Semantic Scholar is an excellent starting point. Semantic Scholar is the world's first AI-powered literature search engine. It was launched even before this ChatGPT. It was launched in 2019, before COVID-19, and it's a very good tool. It is not specific to medical sciences, and it has probably access to 220 million articles around the world. And it allows you to create your account for free, and then you could do a literature search. Uh, there are multiple AI-based tool literature search engines available, but you need to understand that these are all created by corporate sector technology people. And the main aim of any corporate sector person is only to maximize their own profits. That should be very clear to you. There's nothing like दुखी इंसानियत की खिदमत और मतलब आपकी मेरी खिदमत, right? You need to understand that. And that's why each of these literature search engines or AI-based tool will offer you a unique functionality that is not available in another tool because they want to be distinct among this sea of AI tools available out there. So the starting, Consensus again an excellent tool. And the good thing about Consensus, Elicit, and other tools is that they have a freemium version as well, which means that if you want to try or you want to do one or two search queries per day, you can do it for free. But if you want to experience the whole functionality, then you have to probably chip in and you have to pay for that. Evidence Hunt is very specific to medical healthcare sciences, and because it is also integrated not only to clinical and biomedical research, it is also integrated to international guideline like NICE, National Institute of Clinical Excellence from UK, which means if you are a medical healthcare professional and you're looking for a particular topic on a medical healthcare science, this is a very good starting point for you. Evidencehunt.com, and it actually gives you a lot of functionalities which you will find helpful in doing a literature search. Again, for site, as you can see, site allows you literature search in multiple formats. You can simply do a literature search, or you can actually upload your own paper and you can extract data from that, or you can speed read your articles or your literature search with the help of Site AI Assistant. Again, these are all freemium version which you can explore. And if you like a particular tool very much and you think it's going to enhance your research productivity, you might want to subscribe to that particular tool. Under Mind AI is a recent tool. By recent, I mean it was launched probably in the last 1 year. It's very powerful. It's fast. It claims to condense weeks of research to minute. And I tried that and I found it to be very useful. Why? Because it does not only allow you a literature search that you simply put in your query and it gives you a result. It actually asks you questions for clarification. So Undermind actually acts as your own personal research assistant, that you give an order to a research assistant. I need a literature search on rehabilitation protocol for acute stroke in adults. It's not only going to go and start doing research, it's going to ask you a question. Sir, what do you mean by acute stroke? What do you mean by adults? Are they people more than 18 years of age? Or are you including a specific subgroups? Are you asking for both genders? What are the outcomes you're looking for? So Undermine gives you this kind of functionality in which it interacts with you and creates a very good literature search. The only challenge is it's not available free of cost. Literature mapping is a concept that I actually learned in the last couple of months to years, just because I started exploring AI tools. So instead of simply doing literature search, literature mapping is a way of discovering how scholarly articles are connected to each other. Because honestly speaking, even once we write articles, sometimes we simply cite, citation by citation, बस वो fill in the blanks कर रहे होते हैं. Sometimes the article is not very closely related to the reference that you are using. So the strength of connection, that is something that we need to understand, and it actually helps us explore more connection and more authors. So Research Rabbit is important because it is free of cost. There are other literature mapping tools, but you have to pay for them. So this Research Rabbit is free. You have to start with a seed article, a single article, or maybe a couple of good articles that you think are relevant to your own need. And then it creates a map out of those articles. And these maps might differ in different tools. So you have to go online, maybe see some YouTube tutorials, or maybe attend some online session. Then literature map is lit map. Lit map would allow you two maps for free. But if you want to create more maps, you have to go for the full version. And the good thing about lit map or literature map is that it is integrated with Zotero and some other databases as well. And same goes for Site. Site not only allows you to do a literature search and explore your own article, it also allows you to create literature maps. Same goes for Connected Paper, but Connected Paper, Site, and literature maps are paid tools. Research Rabbit is totally free of cost for literature mapping. Data analysis, again, many AI tools are available, but you need to understand one thing. For most of us medical doctors and medical healthcare professionals, our data sets are not very complex. Our data sets are not big and huge. So honestly speaking, for people who are dealing with data set of, let's say, 200 or 300 participant, or maybe 5, 10, or 20 outcome measures, honestly speaking, our Excel and this SPSS are more than enough. So just simply don't go with the flow, and just because someone is using AI tool, you're trying to use AI tool. No. But if you want to explore, please do that. I'm not against that. I'm simply saying you need to be focused, and you need not to get bogged down by the AI hype. But if you want to try AI tools for some complex data analysis to create really good graphs and figures in a couple of minutes, you might want to use many tools. One of the most famous one out there is Julius.ai. Then there is datasquirrel.ai. Now, the good thing about these AI tools are, in contrast to, let's say, Excel or SPSS, who would only analyze the data for you. They're not going to give you some directions or some ideas. These AI tools actually work with you. So if you're not very clear about something, you can ask a question, and they're going to either redo the analysis or explain it to you how did it reach that particular conclusion or that particular figure. So I really find this very helpful compared to our traditional non-AI based statistical analysis tool. Then same goes for Group T. Then again, I just told you that literature search is not about searching articles. It's all about also about summarizing the article, understanding the text, and extracting data from that article. Many tools are available out there. My personal favorite is Humata. And again, because the free version would allow you to upload up to 60 pages, and 60 pages are good enough for most of us in a day or two, right? And it not only extracts, it actually creates content out of those articles as well. And the most important thing is it does not hallucinate. Uh, I mean, it does not hallucinate is that whenever it gives you a statement, it's going to highlight the main text in the article as well, that from where it took that particular statement. So that gives you a confidence that this tool is not hallucinating. You can also go for Anara. Again, it's powerful. It has multiple functionalities. And one of the functionalities is that you can upload your article and you can extract data, you can extract text, you can extract it in form of a table, which will help you visualize many of the article in a single glance. Again, Chat PDF is also good. It has both a free version and a paid version as well. So it all depends on what you want to extract from the article, and probably Humata is a very good starting point for most of us. Now, coming to the writing tool. By writing tool, I do not mean that you use these tools to write your whole articles. I'm simply saying sometimes you are on short on ideas. You're a senior faculty member who does not find much time between their personal and professional and home responsibilities to write something. So these tools can actually give you a really good starter, brainstorm ideas, and give you an alternative perspective to what you are thinking about a particular topic. So many tools available out there. I like Jenny. The problem with Jenny is that the free version is of no use at all, only 200 words. You have to go for a official free version, but that also costs you around 16,000 rupees for Pakistan, which is absolutely manageable for anyone out there. Any student, even, I mean, if he's whatever he or she is from background, they can simply access this tool at 1400 rupees per month, and that's totally doable. But my personal favorite is Lexpage. I find Lexpage very powerful, really cool, really great, and the user interface is very nice. And I actually use Lexpage to create and generate peer review reports on the article that I write myself, and I find it very useful. Lexpage. Then I told you the world is moving at a very fast pace, and every technology company wants more and more people using their tools. So they are coming up with multifunctional AI tool. You might have heard the word SciSpace, or the web address is typeset.io, and they have just launched this deep review. It is actually a pretty cool kind of website which offers you so many different things: writing, literature review, co-pilot, citation generator, and now they also offer you to generate videos, 30 to 60 seconds of videos out of your article. Really cool feature. You need to explore that, and it's, by the way, available free of cost for trying. Then Research Pal, as you can see, it offers you so many things: writing the document, literature review, referencing check, search paper that you have uploaded, paper insight that is extracting data, and to create your own library. Researchpal.co. Same goes for PaperPal, which is by Editage, and it is a huge group from probably India, and they're doing a lot. So PaperPal again offers you so many different things, and it gets connected to your Microsoft Word and also to your browser as well. For online journal selection tool, there are many tools available. I'll only focus on two, which I'll say it again. Do not get distracted by too many options. Remain focused on one or two options, and then become master of those two or three tools. So the first one is Manuscript Matcher by Cleverate. Cleverate is the same organization that gives impact factor to your journal. All you need to do is you put in your title or your abstract, and it will give you a mix and match of many journals from Web of Science that you can actually then select your article journal from. My personal favorite is Jane, Journal Author Name Estimator. And again, you can put in your article, title, abstract, and it would give you a list of articles that are more closely related to your own article. Before we stop, we need to understand that there are now many alternatives to ChatGPT. ChatGPT is definitely one of the first one, the most powerful, but that's not the end of the world. Try to explore something beyond ChatGPT as well. For example, you can go to Gemini. I'm using the advanced version, the paid version. You can even use the free one as well. Copilot by Microsoft is fantastic. Again, each tool offers you some functionalities that the other tool might not be able to offer. Claude is a very good writing partner. You might want to create your own writing style. And then Mistral by a French company is also very powerful. If you are confused that which tool will help me in my own endeavors, so you might want to go to u.com or po.com. So a simple $20 subscription of u.com and po.com will give you access to all latest model of all different tools. You can explore that for 1 month. And if you're comfortable with a particular tool, you might want to get access to that particular tool, or you might want to continue with your subscription of u.com, which actually gives you access to the higher models of every AI tool. And if you're still confused that which is the tool that I should be looking for, there's a website known as thereisanaIforthat.com. So you go on this and you put in your tool, and it's going to give you alternative to the tool that you are looking for. Very good website, free of cost. The summary is there's no perfect tool right now for any one particular task. You have to go out in the field, you have to experiment, you have to learn yourself, and then you have to decide which is the tool that offers you the most functionality. Whenever you're using an AI tool, please do not blindly rely on the AI generated content. Because if they hallucinate, if they lie, if they fabricate, and you simply copy and paste that output, you are going to be held responsible for the outcome. You are going to get banned, and you are going to get a warning letter. Always be transparent about the use of AI tool in research and writing. There's absolutely nothing wrong or unethical in using AI tool, but you have to use them ethically, transparently, and declare. And that's why whenever you use AI tool in research and writing, always keep a record of all the chats and all the work that you have done with an AI tool. It's a competitive world out there. You have to be proactive, and you have actively learned the use of AI tool and integrate them into your workflow. And you also need to understand AI tool, as the word tool indicates, this is basically a skill, and you cannot simply learn a skill by learning to a lecture or a webinar. You have to go out in the field and you have to try yourself. The take home message is please be aware of the hype. आजकल बहुत हाइप है, एआई इन्फ्लुएंसर्स हैं, कस्में खा रहे हैं, ये टूल सबसे बेहतर है, वो टूल सबसे बेहतर है. आई कैन टेल यू एज अ बैकग्राउंड स्टोरी, इनमें से बहुत सौ को ना फ्री एक्सेस मिलती है, कुछ को कूपन्स मिल जाते हैं, कुछ को पेमेंट मिल जाती है। तो इसलिए जिस तरह ये आपके वो क्रीमें बेचते हैं ना, तो इस तरह ये एआई टूल बेचते हैं, याद रखें। तो बी वेयर ऑफ द हाइप एंड मेक योर डिसीजन योरसेल्फ। When we were students, we had a problem known as lack of information. Now students have a problem of information overload. What to believe, what not to believe. So please remain focused, right? Identify your need, identify a couple of tools, and start becoming master of those tools. And a very common question in healthcare professional, is AI going to take my job? The short answer is no, not in the near future. But as Baldwin said, it is not that artificial intelligence that is going to take your job, but someone who knows how to use AI might. If someone has a better productivity, if someone has a better output, if someone is better able to explain and create things, probably he's going to get the edge that you're not going to get if you don't use AI tools. In the last, for youngsters out there, it does not matter how many resources you have. If you don't know how to use them, it will never be enough. जिंदगी बहुत महदूद है और काम बहुत ज्यादा है. It all depends on you. Okay, you prefer to waste your time on WhatsApp, scrolling Instagram, posting selfies on Facebook, and just simply wasting time on Snapchat. Or it all depends on you that you use that time wisely in order to learn, to grow, and to become a better version of yourself. I thank you all for your kind listening, for our feedback and a copy of presentation. You have to give me a feedback, and this is my LinkedIn and stuff like that. I'm only available on LinkedIn. I don't use Facebook. I don't respond to research queries on my WhatsApp. If you want a question, simply email me at my email. I'm going to share my this feedback link. I would request you to please give me a feedback as well. It's going to take you 3 minutes, and in the end, you are also going to get a copy of the presentation. So thank you very much. So if there are any questions, Vakas, I'm open to question for the next. Oh, or time
Thank
हो गया, लेकिन I'll wait for 5-10 minutes.
thank you so much for sharing your experience regarding AI tools. I hope everyone enjoyed and learned very things. Now move toward the question and answer session. Uh, if anyone have any question, kindly use Q and A button. Kindly use Q and A button on the Zoom.
Okay, so okay, Vakas, there are a couple of questions. I'm going to answer them.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so okay, is there any AI tool which could help PhD student to illustrate data analysis figure? Yes, I just told you. You can try Julius, you can try Group T, and you can try datasquirrel.ai. They are going to convert your data into figures and picture and illustrations as you like. Second question is there any chance for AI if I upload chapter 1, 2, 3 to AI and the AI could read and generate auto data analysis for chapter 4? Honestly, no, I'm not sure of this thing. You can try this in maybe Chat GPT, but on a personal note, if you're doing a PhD, probably this is not the way I would do this thing. PhD or a research project is all about learning the process. So you take help from an AI tool or a research assistant, but you don't simply give everything to the AI tool to do. So in my case, I don't know of any tool, and on a personal level, I would not recommend this kind of approach. Jawad Khan says, what is the best AI tool you recommend for reviewing an article? So again, there are two things. Are you reviewing an article for a journal or are you reviewing your own personal article? Because if you are reviewing article for a journal, most of the journal would not allow you to use an AI tool to review an article because it's against their policy. But if you want to review your own article in order to make it better, in order to generate a peer review report, or maybe your colleague has asked you to review his or her article, then there are a couple of options available out there. You can actually use Chat GPT. You can simply use any AI tool, or you can use Google Notebook LM, or you can also use, there are certain tools available only for this review report. One is probably Review Wizard, and second is probably Review It.co, something like that. But having said that, some people are concerned that if we upload our article is going to go online and everyone is going to read that. You need to understand it's not going to happen, number one. Because to the best of my knowledge, AI tools are not integrated with the Turnitin database. So they're not going to share your article with anyone else. Having said that, if you are concerned, you can always use the temporary chat option. Temporary chat will not store your data as per their claim. Or you can use Google Notebook LM, which also does not train on your data. and then hopefully your data, your article, your review will be safe. Amber says, can you arrange a webinar on Rayan specifically? Not in the near future because I'm not an expert on Rayan, but whenever I become an expert, I would love to do a webinar as well. Okay. Okay. Dr. Fatma, same thing. In my personal opinion, there's no one best tool for any category. Someone is a medical doctor, someone is a social scientist, someone is an agriculture researcher, someone is from computer science. So honestly, everyone has their own background. Someone is a student, someone is a PhD enrolled student, someone is a professor, someone is a faculty member. So in my opinion, there's no one best tool for each category because everyone has to sort of like explore and see what tools fit best within their own realm, and then they have to use that. So honestly, I can't answer this best tool. Okay, if I am taking help from AI for my data analysis of thesis, isn't would be caught by plagiarism? But it was a plagiarism is something different. Data analysis, you and me were doing using Excel, R, and SPSS, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's totally ethical. You always write, I used SPSS to analyze my data. That's fine. That's nothing wrong with that. So what's wrong if you're using an AI tool? In fact, I would say this thing, which is going to offend many senior people, that if you are concerned that your student is using an AI tool to generate picture or do data analysis by AI tool, and you are concerned, probably you do not even understand what AI tools are. If you are using everything in every thing using AI, why not to use data analysis using AI tools? All you need to do is be transparent. As you and me were writing before AI tools, I used SPSS version 23. You simply write, I use Julius version ABC on this date to generate my data analysis. And the link to data analysis is also available there just to create a sort of like transparency, right? Okay. Any other tool other than Turnitin or Authenticate which a student can use for similarity index? Again, these two tools, Authenticate or Turnitin, are one of the most powerful because they are integrated with the world largest databases. They are powerful. That's why they are not available free of cost. There are many free tools available out there. Honestly, I can't think of anyone on the top of my head, but you need to understand these free tools are not as powerful and not as authentic as Turnitin or Authenticate. So you can simply Google out the name of many tools, but then again, their output is not going to be as valid as Authenticate or Turnitin. Other than SPSS, what better for data analysis? All depends on your needs. If you have a very complex data set, you might want to go for R, and there are so many other good medicaleducation.org by Dr. Sadia Yasin is right now doing really good webinars on data analysis, and there are so many other groups available on LinkedIn. So it all depends on what kind of data are you dealing with. Okay, Varda Rufaru, no. What tools are best to humanize the data and reduce the plagiarism? I told you earlier, I do not support the use of AI humanizers. This is my personal opinion as a teacher, as an educator, as a researcher, as a peer reviewer. Why? Because I think जो उसके पीछे सोच है ना वो सोच गलत है. सोच ये है कि instead of learn how to write. So in my opinion, I do not recommend using AI humanizers because मेरे ख्याल में उसके पीछे जो सोच है वो सही नहीं है. And I can, this is my personal opinion. Please don't be, मतलब don't take it दिल में मत लेना. This is my opinion. I can be wrong, but I do not recommend using AI humanizers. Okay. Uh, अच्छा. Yes. So can we use Grammarly for just the content correction? Absolutely. Why not? Grammarly. Then if you are using this Microsoft 365, the paid version, Microsoft have their own inbuilt editor, excellent editor. You can use that. What's the big deal? Then there are many other good tools available out there. You can actually use ChatGPT, Mistral, Claude in order to only improve the quality of your writing. Now, the challenge is that unfortunately, many teachers, many educators, many professors are still what I call digital dinosaurs. They are living in an age that they refuse to understand the world has moved forward. AI tools have been integrated in our workflow. There is absolutely nothing wrong, ethically or otherwise, for students, for researcher to improve the quality of their writing using Grammarly or maybe these tools. But unfortunately, many people still fail to understand this distinction between creating content using AI tool and improving content, language, grammar, syntax using AI tool. But again, I can't comment on that because अल्लाह उनको हिदायत दे और उनको मतलब समझ दे, ये मैं कह सकता हूँ. Okay, so this is a very important question by Ibrahim. Many yes universities allegate a student that they have used AI for my thesis. Okay, uh, you need to understand that the world is changing at a very fast pace. AI tools are coming up every day, every week, and there is no one particular answer. I cannot answer on behalf of another university, right? But this is a very major concern that many AI detection tools are actually flagging fakely. AI tools can also create fake result. Someone has actually written the article, the thesis, the essay, him or herself, and still the AI tool says, no, it is AI generated. It is frustrating, it's embarrassing, and it actually puts the student at a very, embarrassing situation. Many educators around the globe, I only follow LinkedIn, they are actively talking about this trend and they say, do not use AI detection tool in your classroom or in your thesis because AI tools have a false positive rate of 5 to 7%, which means 5 to 7% of the students are will be falsely labeled as they have used AI tool whenever they have not used the AI tools. So again, there is no easy answer to that. But for students, I would request and recommend that whenever you use an AI tool, always keep a track record of that. What chat you have used, what prompts did you use, and usually in all of these AI tools, ChatGPT,